Okay, so I just had to check in. I had a DoorDash shift today from, what time is it? 11 to 1? Yeah, 11 to 1 o'clock today. In the Brookhaven area that I normally like to do them in for lunchtime. But today, I got my first order, and it was for Cheesecake Factory. But as soon as I accepted that one and started heading from where I was parked at to go to Cheesecake Factory, another order came in, which that's never happened to me before. It's like sometimes you're waiting like 5 to 10, 15, 20 minutes to get orders, from the time you got the last one. But so another one came in and I thought it was wrong. I was like, what is this? But I looked down and it was actually trying to send me back to where I was just parked at when I accepted the new order. So I declined it because it wouldn't have made any sense in the traffic to go back, and it was dumb. So I got that one. Declined the next one that came through. Then while I was picking up that order, another order came through for like McDonald's or something. Like, so that one timed out. No, I declined that one as well because I didn't understand how I could get an order while I was in the midst of picking up an order. So that one declined, and then I got a message from them saying that if I declined another order, or if I didn't accept another order or 3 consecutive orders in a row, that they would end my dash for the day. And y'all messing up? Okay, I guess. So got that order, got it dropped off, and then I got another order. It came in like almost immediately after I dropped the other one off, and then 2 minutes later, on the way to pick up this order, another order comes through. So I hit accept, of course, because it was like $80 order. So I was like, well, that's probably a good tip. So I hit accept on that, and I had 2 orders at the same time. Luckily, the pickup spots were like back to back almost, like one street over from each other, so that wasn't bad. And then the deliveries were not far at all from each other, so it was pretty good. Like I said, one was $80 and one was like a $25 order. So the first order, I forgot to tell you guys, first order, the Cheesecake Factory order was like $20 order, and then the one for $80, and then the $25 order. So I got them both delivered, and it was almost time for my dash to end. It was probably about 12:48 or something like that, 12:48. So I was like, well, I may have time for another order to come through. And then I ended up getting another order, and it told me that it was kind of close to where I was at the time. So when I get there, they're like, the customer changed the order. She wants something different, but we don't know what she wants. I'm like, what? How can she change it and you don't know what she wants? So I called the customer, and I saw the order. She ordered like a chicken burrito with no meat. I think they have like bean burritos or something like that. You probably could have did, but why would you even confuse people like that? A chicken burrito with no meat. So the guy was as confused as I was when I saw it. And so I called the customer, and she was just saying that she just ended up changing the whole thing to like nachos or something with no meat, and then like this avocado taco and something else. So they had to like remake the whole order. So I was supposed to be done in like 15 minutes, but I ended up standing in this restaurant for 20 minutes waiting on them to redo the order. And then I had to go like 18 miles away, or no, it was like 18 minutes away to deliver it, which kind of worked out because she was actually located a little bit closer to where I live anyway. So that would be the end of my shift, and I would be on my way home. But it was like 20 minutes waiting for her order, and then to drive, had to get on the highway, like 285, Atlanta folks, 285, to drop it off to her. And then she's like, go in the parking garage and go up the ramp and come up the stairs and go to the right and call me when you get to the door. It's like 46 degrees today. So I did all that stuff, and I'm standing outside the door of this apartment building, and I'm calling her. She's not answering the phone. I texted her before I even got off the exit to say I would be there in like 5 minutes. So you still can't like be where you're supposed to be. Why? So I'm standing out there looking mad. I know I was, because it was cold. Shit. Sorry. And this guy walked up and he was like, why are you looking so irritated? Everything okay? I was like, well, I'm just trying to make this food delivery and I can't get in the building. So he was nice enough to let me in the building. And then I called her a couple more times and she finally answered and she's like, I'm on my way down. So she came down, you know, got her food or whatever and went back up. And I looked at, because it asked me, show me my total before I got her order, and it didn't look like anything changed. So she probably didn't leave a tip. Like, why would you have a person, I guess that's how you was raised, because I wouldn't have a person that I know stood in a place 20 minutes waiting on my order because I asked for a chicken burrito with no chicken, and then have them going through a maze and walking the green mile, and it's 46 degrees outside. I got them standing on the porch, and I'm not even down here where I'm supposed to be, and I still ain't gonna give them a tip. I mean, I'm not sure how much customers pay for the delivery fee with DoorDash, but you gotta know there's no tip or anything like that included. And I think DoorDash could do a better job of letting the customers know, you know, the people out here doing it for the tip, not for these little $5 that you get for each delivery, because that ain't gonna cut it, for real. And like, I was getting one of those orders that came through, like I said, was McDonald's, like a $6 McDonald's order. You know they not gonna give you a tip at all, period. But long story short, see if I can show y'all what I may actually end up making today. So for 4 deliveries in 2.5 hours, I hope y'all can see, it's probably backwards, $37.97. Let's see, yep, still backwards. So it's $37.97 was the total, and it was from 11 to 1:41, 11:09 to 1:41, and so like 2.5 hours, 4 deliveries, and I got paid out the $5 per delivery, which was $20 total, and then the tips were $17.97. So I mean, like, on average, that's not even a $5 tip for some of those orders. So I'm assuming that my first order, which was a Cheesecake Factory, was like a young college kid. She probably didn't tip. My second order, if you could have seen this guy's house with like the private gate and the cameras and I know he probably left a tip. Well, I can't assume that, but I'm hoping he did. He was a really nice guy. And then the order, it was like $80. I'm like, 15% of that would have at least been like a $12 tip in itself. So is that to lead me to believe that altogether the other 3 orders were only like $5.97 in tip? Like, it's kind of not really worth it. I guess it's cool if you have like a really small car and maybe it's a hybrid, or you know, you can use like 87 octane and, you know, get your gas for like $2, but I have to get 93, and you know, I have to go into traffic, and I have to do a whole bunch of different stuff, and it's kind of not really worth it in the grand scheme of things. It's cool, it's easy, it's an easy thing to do, especially like today when the orders just kept coming and kept coming. But there's some cheap ass folks in the world, and they would ruin this stuff like this if DoorDash doesn't put like some kind of guidelines in place. Then I don't see how they would be successful. Like, I'm sure they have probably like a high turnover rate with their drivers, so people probably jump in and do it for like a week or 2, and then they're like, nah, this is not for me. Because like, I wouldn't be stuck in Atlanta traffic to bring somebody like a $3 order, or to go by McDonald's and pick up like a $5 combo. It's just not worth it. Like, I'm burning major gas and stuck in traffic, and I'm trying to rush, and I'm doing all these different things, and I don't know. I think they could do a better job too of like I said, that first, when my order first came in, the first order came in, I was actually sitting in the parking lot where On the Border is, and it said there's an order for Cheesecake Factory, which is by Lenox Mall, if you guys are familiar with Buckhead. So it's maybe like 2 miles away, not even probably. So I head out that way, and I'm like about to pull up into the mall where the Cheesecake Factory is, and that the second order comes in, and it's for On the Border where I just left. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not going back to where I just left, and then I already picked up this stuff, and it's just too much. I think it's a great idea if they could just work the kinks out a little bit. I think maybe to compensate for the lack of tips, they could probably go up on the delivery fee a little bit. I think it's $7 in some areas, but here in Atlanta it's only $5. So I guess, you know, if I have some spare time and I'm not doing anything, some extra gas to burn or whatever, then, you know, I'll probably try it again. But I've done it now for, I guess this will be the second week, and I did like 3. This is my 3rd dash, maybe 4th. But I would say today was better than the last one. Like the last one I did it really was gonna make me just not even fool with this ever again. I had the first round, my first shift, it was only an hour. I had 2 deliveries. I ended up making $22.58. But then like I went out another day, and I had it for a whole hour. I kind of just sat there waiting for something, and nothing ever came in until maybe like 20 minutes left in the shift, and then I got an order, and they left a really good tip. So I guess but I think that whole week I only made $38. So like today I made $39. I guess if you look at it in comparison to that, it's good. But overall, for like all the driving that you're doing, and these people have you climbing tunnels and up hills and around the mountain and everything else to bring them food, and they won't even give you like $2 tip or $5 tip, and you just spent $80 on food. And a lot of times you have to, they're office buildings or hospitals or something like that, so you may have to go in and get like a parking ticket and try and get somebody to validate the ticket, or you might even end up having to pay for parking or park illegally in some of these places. So it's like the least you can do, if you know your cheap ass is not gonna tip, is at least make it convenient for the delivery person. Have your ass downstairs in the lobby or at the door waiting, especially if the people are considerate enough to text or call you and let you know that they're on their way. But I guess that's all I have about DoorDash today. I might give it another chance. I don't know. I might do another video just to talk about the scheduling and some tips or techniques that you can try to use to get some good schedules or shifts. I'm still trying to figure that out a little bit myself, but I have learned a couple of things I might share in another video. But if you guys have any questions or comments, or if you're doing DoorDash or you're interested in it, let me know down below. Just let me know how it's going for you. So that's it. Have a good day.